everybody. Tom Nappy here, and we are joined by water and sewer manager and weather enthusiast Eric Carty. Eric, how are you?
Doing well, Tom. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I'm excited to talk about some weather trends with you. Hopefully, you have some good news about warm weather. But before we get to that, how's everything going at the DPW? How has the winter been? I'm sure it was a busy time over there.
Yeah, it was a real busy winter, unlike the past few that have been pretty benign with not a lot of snow and not a lot of cold. We had a lot of both this winter. So, we've had snow 3 of the last 4 weekends, every weekend in February except last weekend. So, the crews, both water, sewer, highway, have all been out plowing, and when they're not plowing, they've been out salting from all the melt and refreeze. So, it's been a real busy couple months. It's the cold weather took place early this year in December and has held on right through now. So it's kept the DPW real busy, and pretty soon we'll be into pothole season with the thawing, and so that'll be a whole nother ramp up for that.
Absolutely, yeah. We actually got some snow this winter, unlike the last 2 years.
Yeah, which is good for us because we need it. As we know, this past fall we were in this, and up in actually a couple of weeks ago they actually moved us back into the severe drought category here in the state because even though we had a lot of snowfall, it's all sitting up on top of the ground, and we've had over 3 feet of frost, which is the first time we've had that much frost in years. So most of that water hasn't precipitation has not made its way into the ground yet to help recharge. So we're hoping here for a nice slow melting that will help recharge the aquifers.
Absolutely. And the weather this week got a little bit warmer, it seemed, and even reached the low 50s, I believe, at one point. Yesterday was pretty warm. So what's the upcoming weather going to be like? How long is the cold going to last? And are we starting to maybe fade into spring a little bit?
Yeah, so we'll go back just a little bit. We've had 3 straight months now of below average temperatures, and that's the first time that's happened in a winter since 2003. So if it felt cold, it's been cold. It's actually been nice. I'm a winter person. I like going out. It's nice to go out in Lake Maspinock and go skating. We had over a foot of ice out there, which hasn't been that thick in a long time. So we had that colder than normal winter. We've had pretty good amount of precipitation. And going forward, it looks like there'll still be some ups and downs. We're going to have another real cold stretch coming in for a couple days this weekend. Going to be back down to the single digits Sunday and Monday, and then another gradual warm up. And there's, right now, looking at the models this morning, there's a potential for another decent sized snowstorm next weekend if everything comes together. But we're pretty far out from that, so still time for that to change. But looking through mid March, it's supposed to be average temperatures in March are in the 40s, so it's looking like that. And then maybe towards the end of March, we finally might start to break that pattern and get back into the spring where we start to see a warm up and hit mud season with all this snow and ice in the ground that we have melting away.
Yeah, I'd say that's the thing about March. So unpredictable. You just never know what you're going to get. It could be 30 degrees. It could be 60 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in 3 or 4 years I haven't golfed at least a couple times during the winter and locally. The golf courses have been open the last 3 or 4 winters, but not this winter.
Yeah, I'd say it's been more of a traditional winter, unlike those
Yes.
warmer winters we've had the past couple of years. So you're thinking mid-March could get into that spring weather, perhaps, but sounds like a little uncertain still right now at this time.
Yeah, there's still, that's what the long range modeling is looking at, maybe a break. It all depends on the steering currents of the jet stream, because that's really what drives our weather. And there's been some up and down dips, and those dips are what has caused most of our storms this year. We've had the warm weather from the south coming up and the cold weather from the north coming down, and when those two hit, that just makes all that precipitation and energy that has brought us all the snow that we've had, which is good. So, like I said, that's good for us in terms of the water, because we do need that recharge, and it's hopefully we get that nice slow melt. We don't want any major rainstorms. You get 1 to 2 inch rainstorms on top of this snowpack, and that just causes flooding and a lot of that to run off. And causes more issues than it does recharge, unfortunately. So if it stays in the 50s, that's great. Get that slow melt into the ground, get the frost out of the ground, and get some recharge and get back to some nice outdoor weather.
Yes, 50s I could deal with. Those single digits you were mentioning, not a fan of those.
Yeah, we've had actually 3 below 0 days this winter too, which is the first time in a long time we've had that many below 0 days. So.
All right, so what's coming up for the DPW as we get hopefully into spring sooner than later?
Yep. So once the weather thaws and everything's off the ground, everything turns right into marathon preparation mode. The highway will be out, filling in the potholes, getting the roads ready, making sure everything's swept and up, and we're trying to get everything that we need done up in the area, all cleaned up as well. So the focus will be for marathon. We've got some other smaller projects going on. They're doing work on the Maspinock Dam right now. That's supposed to finish up this week. So that should they repaired and actually built a new left side wall of the spillway. So hopefully, once there's ice out, we'll be able to start the refill for Maspinock, get that done, and then we'll be working on our normal summer projects that we have going on here at the DPW. Some work on the PFAS plant and some other things.
All right, excellent. And I have to ask, you're a hockey guy. Did you watch that incredible Four Nations tournament?
That was fun. That was some real good hockey to watch. I mean, that just went to another level watching the speed and precision that those guys play with it. I actually called the score of the final game before it happened. I knew it was going to be 3-2, but I didn't pick who because I knew they were so evenly matched. So that was a real fun game to watch. And looks like they're going to try to do that a little more often, maybe make it 8 teams in 4 years. So that'll be some real fun hockey to watch.
You get the NFL who replaces their All-Star game with a skills competition that no one watched. You get the NBA that had like four different teams and we're doing like a mini tournament, and no one really liked that. But the NHL, let's just get four of the best nations and just have them go head to head, full on contact. And
Yeah.
it was just so great.
And they went all out because they that means a lot to them to play for the country. So you can see the effort there, and that's what really made it special to watch.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully they'll do that a little more. I think it was certainly a success, a lot of fun to watch.
Yep.
But Eric, thanks so much for taking some time to talk about the upcoming weather trends and DPW happenings, and we'll certainly catch up with you again in the very near future.
My pleasure. Sounds great, Tom. Thanks for having me on.